So, without further ado, I want to introduce first Lidia Regino from One Hope Central East Central Ministries. Lidia is making a big sacrifice tonight because One Hope is actually, the clinic is open tonight, and they're only open on Wednesdays and Saturdays, if I'm not mistaken. And so I told her she could go first so that she could then get back to the clinic to do her work. So, Lidia, please.
Hello everyone, I'm going to try to be concise. Tengo a mi verdugo. He's going to really tell me to slow down. I really speak very fast. You have to remember. So anyway, the story that I'm going to present to you, it's not the story that has a happy ending. It does not, but it actually highlights all the different work that went into getting a lot of services for this client. The reason why I say it's not a happy ending because this client unfortunately passed away. And it's so recent because she just passed away in November. But this client had a chronic illness, a pretty severe chronic illness. And she needed a lot of services. And unfortunately, she was uninsured. And so when it came down to basically being in the ER constantly, we were able at East Central Ministries and One Hope to help get her the health so that she was actually, she was able to get health insurance through the New Mexico high risk pool. And that was awesome because from being uninsured, not having a healthcare home or a place where she could go with all the different needs that she had. She then got established at a primary clinic. She actually needed a transplant. That's how serious it was. She needed a liver transplant. And so she unfortunately had to be in and out of the hospital, but through a health insurance. And that makes a difference. Whereas in the beginning, it's the stress of not having health insurance, not having a doctor, not having monies to pay, to then, okay, you still have the illness, but now you have a means to help you through that or the hardship that you're going through. You're taking care of yourself, your health, but with the health insurance. And that was really critical. With that health insurance, she was actually set to get a transplant. She was put on the wait list to get that transplant back in Baylor University. So she would travel back and forth. And that health insurance was helping her with monies to help her get there and come back. So we were able to get her, we were in constant communication with the doctors in Baylor University, here at UNM, because that's where she was receiving the care, with the doctors that she had, her primary doctors. We were involved in every single process. We helped her to get an ID for herself. So it was not just the health piece, but it was actually all these different layers that we had to work so that she could receive the services that she needed. As small as an ID may seem, it was a huge thing for us to be able to help her set up the services that she needed to be able to travel in the airline. We had to work with the husband who needed to transport her every so often to, I think it's in Amarillo, Texas, or wherever Baylor is at. That's where he would constantly take her over there, so they would help him with that process. And so we were in constant communication with them, but also with the family over there. We were in constant communication with them too. So at one time, I was speaking with the daughter, and she didn't know all that it entailed. And I said, look, lady, this is what it is. This is where she's at. This is what she needs. Right now, we're at a critical point, and you need to do your share. because now it's a matter of life and death. The way things are moving with the healthcare reform, with all the different things that we are dealing with, now we're looking at her life. And then she talks to her mom and she says, was that your lawyer? And then she said, no, it's my navigator, my advocate. And she says, well, she's definitely a very good lawyer. So then she turned around and went and talked to her lawyer about moving paperwork, legal paperwork for that she needed to do for her mom. So, and the reason why I say it's not a happy ending, it's not that she was able to get her transplant. So we went that far, moving along and taking all these different layers. She got her transplant in November, either the end of October or the beginning of November. Unfortunately, there were complications, but it was not because of lack of health insurance or because of lack of access to services, not because there was a lack of advocacy. It was because something in her system rejected that liver, or something happened that it was not a great outcome in that sense. But in terms of all the work that was put into place, everything from day one to after she passed away, we kept on working with them. We are still working with the husband who went and talked to the health insurance company, and he's getting reimbursements for all the time that he was in the hospital with her at Baylor University. So that's all the different steps that each and every one of us navigators here take, because we take our work so serious. It's very important, the work that we do, and we really thank whoever put this program together and everyone else, and the monies that goes to really make this kind of work really, and everyone in their own different organizations, we all put our hearts into it. Thank you very much.